Welcome to an episode I like to call Fun with Mics. This is really a little bit of show and tell, or I guess it's a little bit of show and listen. Haha, see what I did there? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just going to run through a series of microphones here and just a little sitting style recording, give you a listen to what some of the differences really are. What I'm using right now is a Shure SM58. This is a dynamic microphone with a cardioid pickup pattern, so it is directional. A very well-regarded and pretty affordable microphone when it comes to vocals. This is the Shure Beta 58. It's an updated version of the SM58. The SM58 is a very old design. The Beta 58 was introduced to supplement it. Well, it's not new itself. Both are quite popular. Just like the SM58, this one is a dynamic microphone with a cardioid pickup pattern. The electronics are a little bit livelier. The sound output level is a little bit higher. But other than maybe a slight change in signal-to-noise ratio, I'd be surprised if you could hear much difference in my voice. This is an MXL R144. This is actually a ribbon microphone, and it has a bidirectional pickup pattern. You may notice that I've added a windscreen here, a pop filter to help take some of my breath noise out. Ribbon microphones are very sensitive to pop noises. They're also very sensitive to, well, absolutely everything. So it may be that you hear a little more air conditioning in this recording because the vent is literally blowing straight on me and the microphone. Otherwise, though, it should be a pretty pleasant, mellow sound. This is the Shure SM7B. This is a large diaphragm dynamic with a cardioid pickup pattern. I use these in the radio station, radiocoh.org. I also use these for voiceover work and interviews. And I just recently stuck one in my office. I've been using that in the last couple of videos to do voiceover work when I'm sitting in front of my computer. These are really reliable, fantastic vocal microphones. They have built-in isolation so that they are resistant to vibration noise and handling noise. And, they're affordable workhorses. This is the Audio-Technica AT835. This is a condenser mic, and again, in a unidirectional or cardioid pickup. It's actually a shotgun microphone. You can see it's long and thin. Normally, you wouldn't be sitting right in front of a shotgun microphone like this, but I use this microphone for a lot of the videos where you see me sitting in front of the cool backgrounds here rather than sitting in my office. Usually it's on a mic stand just out of frame, right about there, but now you get to see it up close and personal. This is still the Audio-Technica 835. I have added a windscreen just as a nod to the fact that the air conditioning is blowing directly on the microphone. You might hear a little bit less bass rumble from it because of that. This little guy is the Audio-Technica Pro 42. It is a condenser microphone with a cardioid pickup pattern. This particular style of microphone is referred to as a PZM, or pressure zone microphone. They're designed to be deployed in places where you can't necessarily get a microphone up close and personal, or where a microphone might be unsightly. They're designed to lay flat on a surface and to catch sound waves that are reflected up from it. So you could put these on the leading edge of a stage, for example, that had actors moving around on it, and at least get some coverage of the entire stage. Or as you see here, I could lay it on a tabletop and have a panel discussion, and this microphone could pick up 2 or 3 panelists who are sitting close together. And this little guy, right here on my chest, is the Shure MX183. This is a condenser microphone with an omnidirectional pickup pattern, so it does not matter which way the capsule is pointed. If it's pointed at my mouth or pointed down at my feet, it will hear me equally well. This is a lavalier microphone by style. Lavalier microphones are sometimes called lapel microphones. Clip them or pin them onto your clothing, hide them under a tie, things like that. So this is just a taste of some of the variables that you play with when you're selecting a microphone. Each one of these has had a unique sound. They all sounded fine. I hope they all sounded fine. But you should be able to hear a difference between each one. So in part, the way the microphone sounds enters into which one you choose. In part, the job that you're trying to do enters into it. If you can actually get up close and personal, or if you have to work from a distance, how much ambient noise you're going to be dealing with, what your recording equipment is capable of. These all make differences in the mic selection process. So I hope you had a little bit of fun watching this. I certainly had fun and frustration in the recording process. You can imagine. For every minute of video that I'm up here saying, this is a microphone, right? There were 5 minutes of video of me swapping microphones out, setting levels, sometimes a little bit longer as I had to swap batteries on the lights or swap batteries in the audio recorder. But whatever, here we are. Each microphone had a unique sound, and it's not that any of them necessarily sounded bad, it's not that any of them necessarily sounded better than each other, but they all sounded different. So that is part of what you think about when you're selecting a microphone. The other part is how well it will do the job, right? For somebody sitting at a desk, a lavalier microphone might be a perfectly valid choice. If you're out in the field, it might not be. Maybe a shotgun microphone is the better choice because of portability and ease of setup. Maybe the handheld is the better choice because you can trust the person to manipulate the mic if you're doing, man-on-the-street interviews, for example. All of these factors weigh into your decision making. But with a little experience and with a lot of practice, you'll start to understand why certain microphones have got certain jobs, and you'll start to develop your own preference for brands and models as well. So hopefully we got you started on that path today. I think that might not have sucked.